morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're joining me in the world today. Hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are healthy. Hope you guys are all happy. Um, Want to kind of dive in, share my thoughts on what I see for gold this week. We have some big news coming up at the end of this week with the NFP on Friday, and just how I'm seeing some of this stuff play out. Okay, so as always, we start from the top and go and work our way down. I have a feeling that 9 is in on the 512. The 512, each candle is 512 minutes long. Each quarter is, or each cycle is, I believe, 112 days. So each quadrant is, what, 28 days long or in length. We have a turn here because the time frame beneath that on the 128 actually did make a lower low. You see it crossed below turning point 2 already. So for me, I know that the turning point on the time frame above did turn. And so we're going down 3 to 4. This is why I'm kind of saying we should continue further down this week because I do think even though we bounced one candle before we got to the 16, I do think that there's enough that would call for that we go down before we go up. But again, things could change. I'm just going to share what I see as of today, March 4th, and I want to get this out before the PMI news and the ADP employment stuff comes out in the next like 30 minutes. All right, but yeah, haven't decided yet if I think that we're done making a high because we still have 15 days to about 1 month to kind of chop around before it actually goes up, and I still think we can drop below $5,009 and then still go up and everything can still be intact. Of course, all that is based on that we don't crush below turning point 8 here at 48.50 in price. Okay, but as of right now, I do think we could come very close. And let me just show you for this week. I do see that we are still going down. I think because by the end of this week, so by Friday or Sunday open, we will have to put turning point 4 in definitively. That can happen over the next 16 hours, which would be after the drop today, right? And then, sell off a little bit more into midnight and then start moving up, which would make sense because Thursday there will be a move up again um, to turn point 7 on the lower time frames, like the 32-minute, or it goes all the way down ahead of the NFP news and then drops into around that level we were just discussing, maybe making that lower low then. All right, and this is how I see it playing out. Turning point 5 is coming in. Don't mind the colors. I can explain that if you guys actually have questions, but that's not that important for this call or for this video. But yeah, I think the moves today will be really nice. If you get a good entry, it should really, distribute well for you guys. For anyone who does take this trade, I think the last point for us to go up on gold will be about 2 hours, about 10:30 until 11 o'clock. So before lunchtime in New York, around London close, it should already have its top in, if not before. And this is what I'm seeing. So I drew these boxes, and this is where I want, y'all to pay attention to. This red box is the 8:15 news. We don't have a target necessarily at that point here. If this is moving down for a lower low, that's great. But the length of the boxes aren't that important. I just drew them so you guys can see that this is basically what I'm looking at in time. I don't think that it's necessarily going to drop down hard at 8:15. I don't know yet, but you can see how this green box is the open bell and this other red box is the news that comes out at 9:45 and at 10 o'clock. So, and let me give you a zoomed in look using the 2 minute. For y'all that have seen the video I did on turning point spacing And where things move in time, we know 4 has to come in before the midsection of the cycle, which is this point 0.5 line here. Right here is this first red box at 8:15. So really, we could, or gold could, move down, hit this. Turning point 4 is in. Move up, right, to where this green box is, which is open bell. It could send it lower again, just going beneath this, let's say, hypothetically, 160, 5163. Boom. It puts that in and then starts moving back up. That will look like this on this time frame. Boom, in, chop, 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 open bell, drop. That matches his 19 candles target here. And from there, it can make its move up or just continue to sell off. But once 4 is in, it should have a rebound before it actually does sell off. The sell off would be turning point 5 here coming in. So whether it comes back up around 8:30, 9 o'clock, we shall see. But I said by 10:30 at least, 11 o'clock, it should be done. Um, One of the price levels I am looking for the upside is this candle area that's in between. When I say candle area, I mean this wick here. There's this large gap right here that this kind of tapped into. We are almost, oh, technically, I guess we are in it right now. But I do think it could move back up to 43 and then drop down. But I don't see this being you know, a big pump that just goes down and shoots up yet. Not today, but what I was saying for the 128, yeah, it would make sense here because I think that we put 5 in on the left-hand chart. Each candle is 30 minutes, 32 minutes, right? And then comes down in 16 hours. 16 hours would be around here. This area, the 618 area on the cycle, is where turning point 6 likes to form. This is usually Thursday night or Wednesday night right before Thursday because 7 will come in its sweet spot around here. So this is around Thursday at lunchtime between London to Thursday lunch on New York time. So that is actually what I see playing out. How low we go, we'll definitely have to know because if the 128 is continuing down, right, it would have to break this low here. Now you may be wondering, what is this red dotted line? This red dotted line is what I kind of foresee as the lowest it can, wick down on the 8 minute and still have a chance of, if I'm shorting today, I'm really looking at this level as the furthest it actually goes down, or at least my first take profit. Of course, depending on how long y'all like to hold trades, I'm going to bed kind of, I'm stopping trading after after I make my money. But I want to be able to catch this initial drop after the news or after this like open bell pump. That's what I'm looking at. Of course, once price goes above 218, the short scenario is out until again about lunchtime, lunchtime New York, of course. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing on the 2 minute. We could be getting a little bounce right now here because between this area, yeah, so between now and the next 40 minutes, that is where I could see turning point 4 coming in and putting a lower high, right? Does that have to be a lower high? No, but if it is a lower high, then I'm expecting this scenario to play out on the right where we do drop into the open bell period before news and then send it up. Again, if we do get that move earlier, then yeah, a higher high just meets its turns and we flip into this scenario where we pump up to 230, 5230. But yeah, if not, just want to share the basically just want to share the bullish and bearish trade scenario that I'm looking at. A lot has to do with this level of 218. And if we come down to like the 113, 109 level right now on a sell, but again, you see the scenario where it does push 4 up, come down, open bell, turning point 5 will have to be in by this area here, which could be a drop down. And then that drop, just like over here, could send it into its kind of free fall. And again, it should move really fast if it does this because it's going to be very, very strong. At least that's what I'm expecting from the trades. So yeah, look to see if you can get a good position in as long as the highs aren't taken. You could get a nice short in leading into the news at 9:45, 10 o'clock. All right. And after that, with that case being, yeah, we could really send it down into Thursday, Wednesday midnight, Thursday morning before we do get a move up. If not, I would say it will continue down until Friday morning before the NFP. And maybe the NFP is the juice that sends it back up. Okay. So if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you're interested in this software, I actually just spoke to the team behind it, and they did say that they are giving me a discount code for anyone who wants to use it. It is, I believe it's like 50% off the first month that you use it. You just have to use my code there. It is 724 trading, all one word, 724 trading. I'll leave information down in the description. If you do want to use it, please do so. Join the Discord. I'm pretty active on there. Ask questions. Happy to help anyone one-on-one if you want to learn how to really, weaponize these this trading strategy, okay? So, yeah, be safe, happy trading, and yeah, rest in profits, guys.